NLWN-TV now presents the In the Dugout show, with a look at today's Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game. So, now join us in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game, pitting the best players from the North Division, taking on some of the best players from the South Division of the CRBL. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the North and the South, as well as who makes up each team. Then we'll look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand at this time, close to the midpoint of the season, as the teams prepare to make their playoff run. Next, we'll list off some of the former players who are being inducted into the CRBL Hall of Fame. Then finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Chippewa River Baseball League will hold its 2024 All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls, home of the CRBL North's Jim Falls Sturgeons. Therefore, the North will be the home team for this season's All-Star Game. Now, players from all 11 CRBL teams are eligible for the All-Star Game. In each division, the team managers meet and nominate players they feel are worthy of the honor of being selected to the game. Once players are nominated, their credentials are discussed and weighed. Now, following those discussions, the managers vote on players to select, with the requirement that every team have at least one representative to the All-Star Game. The visiting South All-Stars will be managed by Aaron Hagberg from the Osseo Merchants and assisted by Dave Strauch from the Eau Claire Bears, and represented by 9 players from the Eau Claire Bears, 3 from the Augusta Athletics, 5 from the Beef River Bullfrogs, 7 from the Eau Claire Cavaliers, 2 from the Eau Claire Rivermen, and 7 from the Osseo Merchants. The North All-Stars will be managed by Ryan Beyer from the Tilden Tigers and are represented by 4 players from the Bloomer Woodticks, 6 from the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, 7 from the Cadott Red Sox, 6 from the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and 4 from the Tilden Tigers. Now, based on the statistics which we have been able to gather, which are not totally complete, the South is being led at the plate by Drew Salyer from the Eau Claire Bears and Will Thibodeau from the Beef River Bullfrogs. Salyer's hitting at a .400 average, including 3 doubles, while Thibodeau is also swinging at a .400 pace with 2 doubles. Leading the way for the South with extra base hits is Ryan Freitag from the Osseo Merchants with 7, including a pair of home runs. He's followed by 4 players with 5 extra base hits, including the Merchants' Jackson Koska, including 3 home runs, the Bears' Hunter Ginther with 4 doubles and a home run, the Cavaliers' Cade Mueller and Sam Knickerbocker, each with 5 doubles. On the mound, leading the way for the South, is Osseo's Luke Eady, who has a record of 5 wins and 1 loss with an ERA of 1.17 in 42 innings pitched. He also has recorded 60 strikeouts. Right behind him is the Cavaliers' Andrew Milner, who also has a 5-1 record in 42 2/3 innings pitched and an ERA of 2.32. Tyson Woodcock from the Cavaliers comes in as a closer and has yet to allow an earned run in 14 1/3 innings pitched. Now, we only have partial statistics for the North All-Stars, but some players did stand out, including C.J. Varsho from the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, who's swinging the lumber at a 4:03 pace, and Jacob Lacey from the Tilden Tigers, who has an on-base percentage of .479, including 3 doubles. Also, the Tigers' Cole Zwiefelhofer has accounted for 3 doubles while going 18 for 46 for a .391 average. Pitching for the North is being led by P.J. Lakoya, who has a 4-0 record with an ERA of 2.10 in 30 innings of work. Dawson Rice from the Lumberjacks and Jack Thiese from the Cadott Red Sox have been workhorses this season, with Rice throwing 47 1/3 innings with a 3-3 record, and Thiese has pitched 44 2/3 innings with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out about those former players in the CRBL who are being inducted into the Chippewa River Baseball League Hall of Fame. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, and we're getting ready to bring you a Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Now, one of the main features of the All-Star game, in addition to exciting baseball action, is the induction of the newest members of the Chippewa River Baseball League Hall of Fame. This year, the league will be inducting 7 new members into the Hall. This season's inductees include Justin Boito, Mark Gannon, Randy Gustafson, Steve Nelson, Roger Nozel, Keith Pitch, Dennis Zeck, and Fred Zeck. The information we have about each player is provided by the Chippewa River Baseball League website. Justin Boito played his entire 19-season career in Jim Falls, using his hitting prowess to become one of the best sturgeon players in CRBL history. In 13 of his 19 seasons, he had a batting average of .300 or better. Now, Mark Gannon was a left-handed pitcher who was renowned for working the corners of the plate and making hitters get themselves out. He was known for his durability, especially in 1994 when he pitched 100 1/3 innings. No one since has topped the 100-inning mark. Randy Gustafson was a utility player and pitcher for the Lafayette Lakers, the Stanley Loggers, and the Stanley Slammers. In his career, he hit over 300 in 11 seasons, including 2 seasons where he hit over 400. He's ranked 5th all-time in on-base percentage and 9th in batting average. Now, Steve Nelson had a 29-season career in the CRBL that spanned over 40 years. He spent time with the Jim Falls Saints, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and the Tilden Tigers. Steve hit over 300 in 12 campaigns, including 11 seasons in a row from 1981 through 1991. In 4 of those years, he hit 400 or better with a personal best of 481 in 1984. Roger Nozel was a pitcher from Jim Falls who played with the Cadets, the Dairymen, and the Sturgeons. Nozel is ranked 22nd all-time in triples. As a pitcher, he's 19th in ERA, 16th in innings per season, 20th in innings pitched, 23rd in strikeouts, 27th in decisions, and tied for 31st in shutouts and 33rd in wins. Keith Pitch has contributed to the Chippewa River Baseball League as a player, manager, and league officer. Keith played for over 50 seasons. He hit over 312 seasons with a high of 370 in 1985. Keith has fulfilled the role of vice president of the league from 2002 through today's induction into the hall, handling the difficult and thankless task of creating the yearly game schedule. Dennis Zeck spent his entire CRBL career with the Lafayette Lakers. His best year came in 1987 when he tied for the CRBL lead in home runs with 8 while driving in 21 runs and hitting .409 in 18 games for Lafayette. The CRBL, like every amateur baseball organization, relies heavily on individuals who are willing to devote their time and efforts to keep its history and traditions alive and well. Player and manager Fred Zeck of the Lafayette Lakers was one of those dedicated people. Over his career, the right-handed hitter notched 3 different seasons hitting over 300, with his personal high occurring in his standout 1972 campaign where he hit 367. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll take a look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Wednesday, July 10th, as the Cavaliers take on the Osseo Merchants from John Soini Field in Osseo. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, July 10th.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you the Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game, pitting the North All-Stars against the South All-Stars. The CRBL is just over halfway through the season, so we should take this moment to see how things have sorted out in both the North Division and the South Division. Now, in the North Division, the Tilden Tigers at 11-3 have opened up a 4-game lead over the second-place Cadott Red Sox, who are at 8-8. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are now in third at 7-8 and 4.5 games back. Fourth place belongs to the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 6-7, also 4.5 games out of first, while fifth place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-12 and 9.5 games off the pace. In the South Division, the race is still tight for that top spot. The Osseo Merchants at 13-2 hold a 1.5 game lead over the Eau Claire Bears at 11-3. And don't count out the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are in third at 9-4 and only 3 games off the pace. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in fourth place at 5-9, while the Augusta Athletics are in fifth and 8.5 games back. The Beef River Bullfrogs are taking the sixth spot at 2-11. The CRBL will get back into league action on Wednesday, with the Bloomer Woodticks traveling to Casper Park to face the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, while the Osseo Merchants host the Eau Claire Cavaliers. The Eau Claire Rivermen will travel to Augusta to take on the Athletics, and the Beef River Bullfrogs and Eau Claire Bears will clash in Strum at Spangberg Field. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll wrap things up and get you ready for today's CRBL All-Star Game. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today we're getting ready for the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. All-Star Games are special, as it features a selection of the best players from throughout the league displaying their talents. It's a good time to put your team allegiances aside and simply enjoy good baseball. It's also a chance to recognize a number of former players who devoted much of their efforts to the success of the Chippewa River Baseball League and who are being rewarded for those efforts by being inducted into the CRBL Hall of Fame. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action. In a few minutes, I'll be joining our crew at Grudem Field in Jim Falls for the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League's All-Star Game. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show, with a look at today's Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned, coming up next is coverage of the Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. The Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-TV, proudly present this season's All-Star Game where the best of the North face the best of the South. And now, out to the ballpark for the Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game.
Number 14, Jake Laquia. Number 19, Jacob Lacey. And number 21, Cole Sweetwater. The North will be managed by Ryan Byer and the coach Nolan Putzler.
And welcome to Grudem Field.
And now the starters from each team. The starters from the South.
It's Rick Olson here along with Dan Petchow and Ann Monroe.
Number 3, Ryan Freitag.
All these microphones working right.
Right.
So, as they're
Batting
giving the
second and
starting
playing
lineup
second,
out
Drew Slayer.
on the public address system, I'm going to turn it over to Dan and let him do it.
Batting third and catching, Sam Knickerbocker. Number 4 and playing left field, Jackson Costner. Playing first base, and Ryan Freitag is a designated hitter. I was reading his number. Okay, and Drew Slayer is in center. Now I'm getting it right. And third base, Keith Mueller. At second base, Brody Burton.
From the Oakland Raiders.
In right field, Xavier Bannister. At shortstop, Hunter Gunther. And the extra hitter, Jared Collins. Now,
Hit that green button on the...
Center of the North.
Yeah.
Jack Kane.
Will be their shutter. Number 8.
In center field, C.J. Barshow. In left field, Luke Erickson.
South will be Luke Eby.
In right field, Jace Cota. At shortstop, Mason Tester.
Klein. Second.
At first base, A.J. Schemenauer.
C.J. Marshall.
The designated hitter, Bob Maurer. At third base, Chad Cron.
From Jim Fox.
The extra hitter today, Larry Warrior.
The shortstop here, 77.
And behind the plate, Jonah Hansen.
Batting 6. Playing first base.
The starting pitcher for the North will be Zach Easy.
Batting 7.
And the starting pitcher, by the way, for the South, I missed, sorry, Luke Idy. Luke Idy. And now, for the throwing out of the first pitch, I'd like to ask Rich Plato, the father of one of our Hall of Fame inductees, to come out and
catcher for 15 from tonight. Joan Hansen?
That's Jonah Hansen. Yeah, Jonah.
Zach. Easy.
Zach Thiese, yes. Okay. And I think we're getting things close here on our audio issues. And the first pitch is thrown out. And maybe if I turn this way, that looks about right.
Now,
Okay.
please rise.
And then now we're going to have the singing of our national anthem.
Feel free to sing along. You might want to drown it out. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and the brave.
Okay, the singing of our national anthem here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe on the computer, and Amanda Lemler is on the camera for today's All-Star game. And I'll tell you what, Dan, All-Star games are, if nothing else, really colorful events. Because everybody's wearing their own team's uniforms, and so
we're giving out prizes throughout the game from the drawing. The prizes, top three things: $50, $100, and $20.
We are right in front of a speaker, and it's drowning out. Dan, make sure your microphone is right in front of your mouth so that we can hear the things that you have to say. And, well, I'm kind of losing you on there. Let's try this. Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we're just about ready to get started. North All-Stars are the home team here on the CRBL All-Star Game, Chippewa River Baseball League. And the starting pitcher for the North is Zach Thiese. And as I look at my information here, according to what I have, Zach Thiese is from the Cadott Red Sox, and he has a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. That's in 5 starts. He's been in 6 games, 44 2/3 innings pitched.
And we're about to get the first pitch.
And stepping up to face Zach Thiese From the Osseo Merchants is Ryan Freitag. He's the designated hitter.
Number 3, Ryan Freitag.
When this All-Star game was at Carson Park in Eau Claire, I remember Ryan Freitag coming up and hitting the first pitch over the right field fence. And we have a member of the Chippewa Valley Phoenix come walking in to watch the All-Star game. And we're going to have to keep close track because there's no scoreboard here. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 is the count. And it's fouled back into the screen. So 2-1 to Ryan Freitag. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. And a high pop foul, and it's out of play. That's why we moved the car way down to the far end. And here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Coming in is Varsho under it, and he makes a catch. So it's 1 away for the South.
Next up, Drew Slayer from the Bears.
And Drew Slayer from the Eau Claire Bears steps to the plate. Or Salyer, I believe. And the first pitch is a ball. Salyer comes into the game batting .400. And there's a called strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. There's a pop-up out into right field. It's going to stay in fair territory, and coming in and making the catch is Coda.
Next up, Sam.
And that's going to bring up Eau Claire Cavaliers catcher Sam Knickerbocker. So Knickerbocker is batting .333 on the season. It's a fly ball out into left center field. It's back and running over and making a running catch of C.J. Varsho. And that's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played a half an inning, and it's the South nothing and the North coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comer provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, July 10th, as the Cavaliers take on the Osseo Merchants from John Soine Field in Osseo, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, July 10th on NLWN-TV.
Well, we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. And due up for the North All-Stars is Jack Kane. And he'll be followed by C.J. Varsho and Luke Erickson. On the mound for the South is Luke Heidi from the Osseo Merchants. Heidi comes in with a record of 5-1 with a save and an earned run average of 1.17. And the first pitch is a called strike. And the pitch swung on and missed. 2 strikes now to Jack Kane from the Cadott Red Sox. And a called third strike. Jack Kane goes down looking.
Now batting number 7.
That'll bring up C.J. Varsha, who made that nice running catch out in center field in the top half of the inning. Varsha with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. Heidi delivers. That's low and inside for a ball. And a pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hopper over to short, picked up by Ginther. Throw over to first is in time. That's to Johnson.
Now batting number 16.
And there are now 2 down. That brings up Luke Erickson from the Cadott Red Sox. Last year was with the Eau Claire Cavaliers. 2 down. Pitch is low for a ball. Here's the pitch. That's low and inside. Ball 2. Generally speaking, we will probably get a new pitcher each inning. And there's a foul ball. On the left side, landed about where the car was parked before. Here's the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. And a check swing foul. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Luke Erickson. Heidi delivers, and it's fouled back again. Umpires say Rick Beyer behind the plate. Tim Wilson out on the bases. Here's the pitch, and another foul ball. And the battle is on. Here comes the pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Johnson down the first base line. And the North goes down 1, 2, 3. So we've completed 1 inning, and we have no score from Jim Falls, and they are going to introduce one of the new Hall of Fame members for the CRBL.
As part of the bio, it says, a left-handed hitter with a strong and fluid swing, Justin played his entire 19-season career with Jim Falls, using his hitting prowess to become one of the best Sturgeon players in CRBL history. He was a stout defender He threw left as well as batting left. He was a difference maker in the outfield or first base. And in the mound, he had one of the best eephus pitches ever seen in the CRBL. He had 13 seasons of batting 300 or better, and he had an 11-season run of hitting 300 or better along that spell, with a career high of 424. He also guided the Sturgeons for 6 seasons, from 2007 to 2012, player manager, and he took the Sturgeons to the WBA tournament one time in that span. He participated in 10 All-Star games, and he was honorable mention All-CRBL as an outfielder in 2007, and first team at first base 4 different times. So let's hear it one more time for Justin Boydell.
Justin Boydell, a new member of the Chippewa River Baseball League Hall of Fame.
And by the way, Justin, if you get together behind the first base dugout with some of your family, there will be a lot of people wanting to.
And they're going to get pictures of him. Quite the honor for these guys to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And we head into the second inning, and Zach Thiese is still on the mound for the North. And stepping up to the plate is Jackson Koska from the Osseo Merchants. And line shot foul down the third baseline. Taking a look at the North defensively, they got Hansen behind the plate. Cron is at third. Tester is at short. Kane is at second. Schemenauer at first. And then the outfield from left to right is Erickson, Varsho, and Koda. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Easy into his motion. There's a fly ball out into center field. Varsho takes a step in, takes a couple steps back, and makes the catch.
Next up for the South, Blake Johnson.
That'll bring up Eau Claire Bears. Blake Johnson playing first base today. And the pitch missed inside. Johnson comes into the game batting .349. There's a grounder over to short. Throw to first, and Schemenauer had to step off the bag, but he caught the ball and tagged Johnson out.
Next up, Cade Mueller.
It's going to bring up Eau Claire Cavaliers' Cade Mueller, third baseman today. Mueller is hitting .333. And the pitch. Strike called. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out towards center field. Varsho moving over, and he's got it. CJ Varsho has been pretty busy out there in center field. He's made 4 of the 6 outs, and we've played an inning and a half, and there's no score from Grudem Field in the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Heading into the bottom of the second inning, and leading off will be
batting number 3, Bob Maurer. Number 9,
Jace Coda, according to the lineup we have. Then Mason Tester and A.J. Schemenauer.
4, Chad Prong.
And new pitcher for the South, and it's Connor Weltzine. And he has a 1-0 record. He's only thrown 8 innings, but he has a 0.00 earned run average. Knickerbocker ran the ball back out and had a couple words with Weltzine. Defensively for the South, Knickerbocker behind the plate, Mueller at third, Ginther is at short, Dayton at second, Johnson at first, and the first pitch is a ball to Jace Coda. Out in the outfield, it's Koska, Salyer, and Bemnister going from left to right. There's a ground ball, and it's through the hole into left field, and a base hit for Jace Coda.
Batting second, A.J. Schemenauer.
Actually, Mason Tester, the announcer's off by 1. Mason Tester is batting.
Excuse me. Mason Tester.
So Weltzine delivers the first pitch is high. Weltzine at the belt. And he delivers it high and inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. To Mason Tester. Throw over to first, and he's back in time. Jace Coda at first. And the pitch. That's high, so it's 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch, that's a called strike at the letters. That was Weltzine's get me over pitch. Checks the runner at first, and it's fouled back to the screen. Not much room back behind home plate. Here's the pitch. That's high and inside, ball 4.
That's a walk for Mason Tester. I apologize. I had the lineup.
And so there are now 2 runners on for the North. And leading on, our next hitter for the North All-Stars is A.J. Schemenauer, also from the Jim Falls Merchants. He's playing first base. And he fouls that one away. And the pitch is high. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or is it 1-1? 1-2. And the pitch, that's high. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A.J. Schemenauer goes down swinging. And it's going to bring up Bob Maurer from the Jim Falls Sturgeons. He's the designated hitter. With 1 out and 2 on. And pitch. That's outside for a ball. 1-1's the count. Weltzing delivers. That's low. Weltzing delivers. Fouled at the plate. And the pitch. That's fouled at the plate. So the count holds at 2-2. Or is it 3-2? 2-2. And the pitch. High pop up. Shallow left field. Moving back was Ginther, and he makes the catch.
Now batting.
That's going to bring up Chad Cron from the Cadott Red Sox. Cron playing third base. A lot of the teams from the north, we don't have any statistical information on, and Cron is one of those. And there's a called strike. And the pitch is swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 is called. So after getting the first 2 runners on base, Weltzing settles down and shuts down the North with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. And we've completed 2 innings, and there's no score from Jim Falls on NLWN-TV.
I also want to mention our umpires today. Behind the plate is Ricky Byer, and out on the
cooked
field
meal the
is
way
Tim
Mom
Wilson.
used to make it, rest assured.
And they
you can
also
still
are
get that meal
all-stars
by
at
going to
their
Mom's.
craft. Now, would Mark Gannon please head on out to the field? Our second 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League Hall of Fame inductee, Mark Gannon. Mark Gannon, mainly a pitcher, played for the Lafayette Lakers from 1990 to 1995, and the Hell Eagles from 96 to 2002. Mark, a left-handed thrower, was one of the most durable and consistent pitchers of his era, providing his team with a resilient arm and an ever-present competitiveness each time he took the mound. Renowned for working the corners of the plate and making hitters get themselves out. Gannon began his CRBL career with the Lafayette Lakers in '90 after throwing a combined 121.1 innings in his first 3 seasons. Mark led the league with 93 innings in 1993. Mark became the first CRBL pitcher since '79 to accomplish the feat of leading the CRBL with 101 pitches in '94. Over his career, Gannon pitched 13 seasons in CRBL, exceeding the 50-inning barrier 9 times. Thanks once again, Mark, our second 2024 CRBL Hall of Famer, Mark Gannon.
So Mark Gannon was the second CRBL Hall of Fame inductee. Hey, leading things off for the South in the top of the 3rd inning is Eau Claire Cavalier Cody Dayton. He's playing second base.
Batting for the South, Cody Dayton.
And we do have a new pitcher out there from the Tilden Tigers. And I don't know who that is. It's not wearing the number that I thought I was going to see. And pitch is high. Two balls and a strike. And there's a soft liner out into center field by Cody Dayton.
Also now pitching for the North, Jake LaCoya.
Okay, Jake LaCoya. And we had him listed as number 1. He's actually wearing number 14 out there. It's PJ LaCoya. Xavier Bemnister at the plate. And the ball gets away from the catcher. Down to second goes Dayton, and he's in safely. And the pitch swung on a missed. Counts even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Xavier Bemnister. Nobody out. Runner on second. That's Cody Dayton. Check swing, strike.
Now batting is Xavier Bemnister.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bemnister. Bemnister hitting .344 on the season. Strike 3 called. That's going to bring up Hunter Ginther from the Eau Claire Bears. And again, as we hear from most announcers, they say Hunter Gunther, but he was corrected by a family member, or I was corrected by a family member. LaCoya delivers. And that was high. 2 balls, no strikes. LaCoya looks at second. Now he delivers. That's high and away. Dan, I was noticing, I mean, there's a great crowd here for the All-Star game. And little Grudem Field is busting at the seams. And some of the fans have selected a spot under the shade of the pine trees out in center field. There's a strike called.
Center field. Yeah. Some of the people down right field. Yeah, great crowd. Parking lot's full.
And LaCoya bluffs the throw to second and back in safely is Cody Dayton. And the pitch. And that's ball 4. So, with 1 away, runners at first and second. Dayton at second, Ginther at first, and brings up Joe Holling from the Eau Claire Bears. Holling comes into the game batting .400, and he sends that one sharply down the first baseline foul.
Batting for the South, Joe Holling. The extra hitter.
There's a strike called at the letters by PJ LaCoya. Dayton with a lead at second. Check swing, and he went. That takes us back to the top of the order, Ryan Freitag. He flew out to center field his first time up. Boya looking in, shakes off a couple signs. And the pitch. That's high, bounces out of the catcher's glove. Nobody goes. Jonah Hansen behind the plate for the North. That's a little bit low. Pitch by LaCoya is high. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That was a 3-1 pitch because he just walked Ryan Freitag. So the bases are loaded.
Batting for the South, Drew Salyer.
And Drew Salyer is at the plate. He flew out to right field his first time up. And there's a strike called at the letters. And the pitch. And it's fouled back. And that one got away. Oh, and 2 is the count. 0-2 pitch. That's down low. 1-2 is the count. 2 down. Bases loaded. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. And it's fouled back into the screen. Count holds at 1-2. Koya at the belt. Glances at third, now delivers. That's in the dirt. Blocked by Hansen. The ball's 2 strikes. To Drew Salyer. Line shot right into the glove of Mason Tester over at shortstop.
3 left on base.
And so for the South, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. And you're tuned to the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
And the new pitcher for the South is the Cavaliers' Tyson Woodcock. Has an earned run average of 0.00. He's been a closer for the Cavs and has not allowed an earned run. Leading off for the North is Corey Poyer from the Bloomer Woodticks. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees. Jonah Hansen will be on deck, and Jack Kane, or Kane, I think is how they said it. And that pitch is outside. You just saw that ad for the Chippewa Valley Phoenix football game next Saturday. That pitch is inside. 2-1 is the count. And in a little bit, we hope to be joined by Phoenix linebacker and running back Tanner Walker. And it's 3 balls and a strike. As they came away victorious yesterday. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Full count to Corey Poyer. Swing and a miss. He took the string off that one.
Batting for the North, Jonah Hansen.
That brings up Jonah Hansen, the catcher from the Cadott Red Sox. And a strike called. Here's the pitch. That missed. And the 0-2 pitch. Looper over to second base, and Dayton pulls it in.
Now batting, Jack Kane.
Now it takes us back to the top of the order. Jack Kane coming up. And there's a strike at the letters. No balls, 1 strike. There's a pop-up out into the outfield, and Bemnister comes in to make the play. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3, and it's no score from Grudem Field, and we have another Hall of Fame inductee. It'll be Randy Gustafson.
Randy was a nifty left-handed batter who possessed superior and a disciplined eye at the plate. He was an extremely respected player for his 12 seasons of competition to Lafayette Lakers in 1997. He hit .327 that year as a rookie. And first of 11 seasons for 300 or better, playing for the Stanley Loggers and the
We haven't.
Stanley Slammers. Pond is ranked very highly in many different categories. Let's hear it for Randy Gustafson.
And Randy Gustafson is the Hall of Fame inductee. New catcher out there for the North All-Stars. It's Patrick Callahan. And at the plate for the
For the South, Jack Sandvik from the Bears.
So Jack Sandvik is in replacing Sam Knickerbocker. And he's from the Eau Claire Bears. And I believe he will stay in and catch. TJ LaCoya still on the mound. And Sandvik delivers a base hit out into center field. He turns at first and holds there.
Next up,
Jackson Koska comes to the plate. Koska flew out to center field his first time up. Sandvik with a lead at first. And Koska swings and misses. Throw over to first. Sandvik is back safely. Okoye delivers. And that's up high for a ball. Two balls and one strike. Throw over to first. Sandvik back in again. Okoye's got a pretty good move over to first.
Atkinson picking one off.
And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-2 is the count. Oh, 1-2. Ann had it right the first place. I should have believed her. Ann is always right.
Yeah, okay.
And that one's outside. Now it's 2-2. I was just getting ahead of myself, that's all. Sandvik takes his lead over at first. Okoye throws over. Sandvik gets back in. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Koska goes down swinging.
Now batting for the South, Blake Johnson.
That brings up Blake Johnson, who grounded to short his first time up. And the ball gets fouled back. What? No balls and a strike. And there's a pop foul out of play. Down the first base line, lands on top of the batting cages. A lot of people with their awnings set up down that first baseline. Almost looks like a farmer's market over there. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. 2 down, runner still on first. Jack Sandvik.
Now batting.
And it'll bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller flew out to center field his last time up. That one's in the dirt. Sandvik is off and running, and he slides in safely. So Sandvik safe on second on a wild pitch. PJ Lakoya shakes off a sign. Glances at second and delivers. Swung on a miss. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Oh, 0-2 to Cade Mueller. And the pitch. That missed outside, and not by much. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's fouled away off the right side. Over into the parking lot, and sounded like it bounced off a car over there. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Cade Mueller goes down looking. So after allowing a leadoff single,
The score remains tied at
PJ Lakoya comes back and strikes out 3 in a row. And we've played 3.5 and no score from Jim Falls on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low.
Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Network, and they're taking the film of this game. And if you'd like to know how to watch these later on, we'll try to get that information where you can watch. But this game is going to be on YouTube if you are fortunate.
Well, it's a nice little plug that they gave us from the public address announcing. New second baseman, new shortstop for the South All-Stars. Over at second base from the Augusta Athletics is Cole Stenson. And at shortstop is Jesse Brockman. I believe the rest are still the same. I can't see the left fielder. There's a fly ball out into left center field, and moving over, making a diving catch is Drew Salyer.
Nice catch out there in center field.
And that took care of C.J. Varsho.
Defensive replacements at shortstop. Jesse Brockman now pitching Hunter Gunther.
So Hunter Ginther is now on the mound. And the pitch. That missed.
Now catching for the South, Jake Sandvig.
And Sandvig stayed into the game as catcher. And Erickson is hit by the pitch.
Jace Cota.
That's going to bring up Jace Cota. He singled to left his first time up. And there's a strike called at the letters. Ginther at the belt. And he delivers. That's inside for a ball. One ball, one strike to Jace Cota. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. And that pitch is fouled away. So the count holds at 1-2. And the pitch, that's fouled back into the screen. And that's fouled back out of play on the right side. So it's still 1-2. With one out and a runner on first. Jace Cota at the plate. Luke Erickson at first. And Cota calls time. He steps back in. Strike called at the knees on the inside corner. And Jake Cota goes down.
Now batting for the North All-Star.
That'll bring up Mason Tester. Tester drew a walk his first appearance. And there's a strike called. Ginther looks over at first and delivers. It's fouled back into the screen. Well, Dan, I gotta say, pretty darn good hot dogs here. They're gonna definitely be in the running.
Contest going right now.
Yes, we do. Top Dog Award. We'll have to see at the end of the season. Pitches outside. We'll know a little more on Wednesday after we go down to Osseo and sample their dogs. Watch a little baseball. Ginther delivers. Ground ball right back to Ginther. And the quick flip over to first for the out.
3-3, 12-0.
So we've played 3 innings, 4 innings, and still no score from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. And do believe we have another Hall of Fame inductee coming up.
Our next inductee, just heading out there right now, Steve Pickle Nelson. One of the best all-around performers in the history of the league. Pickle was a right-handed two-way player who played a smooth and powerful, who possessed a smooth and powerful swing, as well as a fluid and effortless delivery from the mound. He played 29 seasons in the league, and when he wasn't on the mound, he was often behind the plate, earning a reputation as a strong-armed, defensively talented catcher. In his first 7 seasons playing for the Jim Falls Saints, he was a .340 career hitter across over 1,000 at-bats, and he went 11 seasons in a row from 81 through 91 with 300 seasons. In 4 of those years, he had over 400 with a personal best of .481 in 1984. He was a consistent power threat. He had a league-leading 9 home runs in 1986, one of his great years. On the mound, he was known for his abilities to make the ball sink and run with command. And it wasn't until 1988, his 9th season in the league, that he had extended time as a pitcher, and he went 6-2 for the Lumberjacks. But his best season came with the Sturgeons in '95 when he paced the CRBL with 85 innings, 9 wins, and 74 punch-outs. He came back later to play for the Tilden Tigers for a few years, and then back to the Jim Falls Sturgeons. But everywhere he went, he was a force both on the mound and at the plate. So let's hear it again for Steve Pickle Nelson.
Steve Nelson, the inductee.
I wonder how he got the pickle.
That's a good question. Ann was just wondering how he got the nickname Pickle. All right, leading off for the South in the top half.
Top of the 5th.
Yeah, top of the 5th. Pop up by Stenson, and it's hauled in out there at second base.
The first batter was
By Kine.
Now from the Beef River Bullfrogs.
So that's going to bring up a new hitter, and this is from the Beef River Bullfrogs, and it's Kyle Mogg. First pitch was fouled off. This one's popped up. Moving over his tester. He's under it, makes the catch.
And now batting for the South, from Osseo, Jesse Brockman.
That'll bring up Jesse Brockman. Chevy Tollefson now on the mound. No, check that. That's not Chevy Tollefson. Looking at the wrong team here. Will Jacobson is on the mound. That pitch is high. And the pitch. That's a strike called. A ball and a strike to Jesse Brockman. One ball, two strikes. And it's fouled back. One ball, two strikes to Brockman. And that pitch is down low. No, it got him in the foot. So Brockman takes first.
Now batting, J.J. Breaker.
So that'll bring up J.J. Breaker from the Augusta Athletics.
And on the mound for the North is Will Jacobson.
Jacobson looks in for the sign and delivers. That missed inside, curveball. Jacobson delivers. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And there's a strike called. Jacobson delivers. And that's a strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball out past third base. And it's caught over there. But I believe it's still crying out there.
He remains for. If anybody wants from the Northern Lights,
and so
let us know a little more information on how people can pick up on the game, because you pass the word down here. It's pretty good.
And you're on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, July 10th, as the Cavaliers take on the Osseo Merchants from John Soine Field in Osseo, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, July 10th on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Reading off for
And we're Heading into the bottom of the fifth inning. And due up is A.J. Schemenauer. New pitcher for the South is from the Beef River Bullfrogs. Trying to remember what his first name is. It's Boyarski. Yeah, Wes Boyarski. We also have a new first baseman out there. And that's Joe Zwacky over at first base. And the ball gets fouled away. New third baseman also, but I can't see his number. And that one's fouled away. 0-2. One ball, two strikes. Swung on a miss, strike three. So Schemenauer goes down swinging for the second time today. That brings up Bob Maurer. Maurer popped out to short. Tyler Plitzner is now playing third base, and the first pitch is a called strike. And that was outside. And the pitch. 2 balls and a strike. We have a new center fielder out there as well. It's Brayton Tillman. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's fouled away. And pop-up foul territory. And Boyarski makes the catch.
Now batting for the North All-Star, Chad Crone.
Chad Crone is up to bat. And that pitch was low.
Zell family here, from the Nozell family. Report up front, please.
And there's a strike called to Crone. Fly ball out towards right field. Mogg is moving over and he makes a catch.
Strab out there in
So
field.
We have now completed 5 innings. Still no score from Jim Falls, with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the North.
Another great Jim Falls player.
And we have another Hall of Fame in
One here from Scooter's family, from Roger's family. Head out there if you are. If not, I just want to say a few words of Roger. He was one of the best pitchers in the Chippewa Valley League era. He had a big strikeout and it was a workhorse in innings. He played a part-time role in the first 3 seasons, but in 1963 emerged as an ace for the Jim Falls Cadets. In 90 innings, he struck out 86 batters that year. Following season of 64, he had a tied for the league lead with wins. When the Sturgeons began play in 1965, he had a great season, 100 innings pitched while striking out 125 hitters and staking a record of 6-6. His other Chippewa Valley League leading total came in 66 when he led the league with 95 innings and with 91 batters at a 2.18 earned run average. He's also an athletic outfielder, left fielder with a solid bat. He had 3 triples in 1964 to pace the league and 16 ribbies in just 11 games. He helped the Sturgeons qualify for the W tournament in 67, 68, and 75. And one of his great things was he was the MVP of this game, of the All-Star game in 1964. Roger Nozell, one of the great players, native of Jim Falls. We all knew. Let's hear it, though, the late, great Roger Nozell. Wow.
So Roger Nozell was inducted into the Hall of Fame. New pitcher on the mound for the North. And he is Cole Schwab from the Bloomer Woodticks.
It's on NLWN-TV. It's on at 7 p.m. today. I'll announce again later. But it's on YouTube, NLWN-TV at 7. Now batting, Todd Lasher.
And we're in the top of the 6th. Todd Lasher is at the plate. He's from the Eau Claire Bears. The pitch goes back into the screen.
Now pitching for the North, Cole Schwab.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And the pitch. That's fouled back into the screen. Stays 1-2. And the pitch. That's outside. Balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball down the third base line, picked up, thrown over to first. He can't hang on to the ball. He picked it up, and Wilson calls him safe out there. And I'm not sure about that because I thought that over there on first base, Cole Zwiefelhofer picked the ball up before Lasher got to the bag. They're discussing and they're saying Lasher's out. Rick Beyer overruled Tim Wilson at first.
Tillman.
So that gets recorded as a 5-3 putout. The throw is a little bit low. Brayton Tillman at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And the pitch is outside. And the pitch. That one's fouled out of. Try again. Fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's down in the dirt. Count is full to Brayton Tillman. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Moving over, it's going to fall foul. So Tillman stays alive. Cole Schwab on the mound. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Brayton Tillman draws the walk.
Now batting, Hank Becker.
And that's going to bring up Jake Becker from the Eau Claire Rivermen. And he hits a pop-up out into right field, moving over and making the catch out there.
Next up for the South.
And I didn't catch his number. There it is. Jacob Lacey. And Jacob Lacey is at the plate. Wearing a different number than what we were expecting him to be wearing. High pop-up, moving over the second baseman underneath and makes a catch.
In the middle of the 6th.
So, halfway through the 6th inning, no score from Jim Falls on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service. Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Pitching for the South All-Stars.
So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
From the Eau Claire Bears.
And we're still scoreless in the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game.
For the North will be Corey Poyer from the Bloomer Woodtick.
That's going to bring up Corey Poyer from the Bloomer Woodticks. He struck out his first time up. Ground ball over to short. Picked up, throw to first, and in time. Joe Zawacki made the stretch to get it.
Now batting for the North.
That's going to bring up
19 over with Patrick Callahan. Excuse me.
So Callahan is now up to bat. Patrick Callahan from the Bloomer Woodticks. First pitch misses. And there's a strike called on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. There's a ground ball past the mound, picked up, and they're not going to get it. Callahan beats it out as an infield hit.
Now batting number 12.
So,
Brendan Brzezina.
A runner on base, and Brendan Brzezina comes to the plate. Brzezina from the Tilden Tigers. Callahan takes his lead at first. And there's a strike called. Chevy Tollefson is now the pitcher on the mound. Ball and a strike. And the pitch. High pop-up, foul back behind the plate, moving over and making the catch. Is Jake Becker, who's in behind the plate now for the South. Ground ball to Zawacki, steps on the bag for the final out of the inning. So, no runs, no hits. Oh, check that. No runs, one hit. There were no errors, one left on base. So, we have played 6, and we still have not got any runs across the plate on NLWN. Well, let's see. Yes, our next Hall of Fame inductee.
Baseball League Class of 2024 inductees. Hall of Fame inductees would be none other than Mr. CRBL, Mr. Surgeon Keith Pitch. Keith really doesn't need much introduction. Everybody knows Keith. As a Jim Falls surgeon, he started in 1967 and went on to play 50 seasons in the CRBL. That's 50 seasons with the same team. I don't think that will ever be equaled. He's been instrumental as a player, a manager, and a league officer. He held vice president of the league for many years now. His commitment to the surgeons is so evident, and manager. I mean, a great player. There's a little spot out just over shortstop that's kind of got a dent in it. Wherever you want to keep the signals hit out there. You guys know that. Keith was just famous. All around great guy. Participant in 6 CRBL All-Star games. The honorable mention in '92 for CRBL. Played outfielder, obviously, and upon and Keith was the league leader in games played. And at bat The fifth pitcher played his first. Singles 8, walks 9, 11, many other accolades. Keith, we love you. You are, if you weren't around, I don't think Jim Falls baseball would ever be around these days. If for that fact, the CRBL. Mr. CRBL, Mr. Sturgeon, Keith Fitch. By the way, he's starting his new career today as the Star Spangled Banner.
And we are getting ready for the top of the seventh inning. Still no score. Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister popped in.
Hi.
I can give you a microphone.
No, thanks. I just want to say hi. I'm going to go watch some baseball instead of coaching. It's great.
Yeah, you could spectate. There's a fly ball out into right field, drifting back and under, and he makes a catch. So Zawacki flies out. And that's the furthest a ball has been hit today. And there's a strike called. Now batting. And that was low for a ball. Tyler Plitzner. Two balls and one strike to Plitzner.
Pitching for the North, Dawson Rice.
Dawson Rice on the mound. Foul back into the screen. Bobby Soran is behind the plate now for the North. That pitch is high. There's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out into right field, and he's moving over, makes the catch.
Now batting, Brett Jensen.
So Brett Jensen comes to the plate. And Jensen got hit by the pitch.
That one. Now batting for the South All-Stars, Kyle Mogg.
And Kyle Mogg comes to the plate. Mogg popped out to short his first time up. And the pitch. That's a strike called. And the pitch. There's strike two. Dan, can you get a number on that right fielder for, he's from the Tilden Tigers. That's high for a ball. 19, we don't have a 19. Oh, yes, we do. That's Jacob Lacey. There's a fly ball out into left center field, but moving over and making the catch is the center fielder. And I can't tell who he is. But anyway.
The middle of the seventh.
No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. We've completed 6.5. It's time for the seventh inning stretch. on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Grudem Field, joining us as we watch the bottom of the 7th inning. Ethan Bartles is now on the mound. Tanner Walker from the Chippewa Valley Phoenix, and you guys came away with a big win yesterday.
Out for the North All-Star, Jack Redwine from the Red Sox.
And you kind of dominated the whole aspect of it. And you did, and good hard running of the ball. There were a couple times that pitch is high for a ball. I remember one 18-yard carry right up the middle, and I think you had 4 or 5 guys hanging on you, and you just kept on moving. Ground ball right out into right field. He's rounding first and holding.
Nice base wrap to right field.
That was Jack Redwine. That's another former Cavalier. He replaced another former Cavalier, Luke Erickson. I was gonna say you're getting photos taken sitting up here in our broadcast trailer. Throw it a second for one, and they got the lead runner. So Redwine's out. And Lacey is safe at first.
Batting for the North All-Stars, Jake Varsho from the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks.
So Lacey's on a fielder's choice. And at the plate, and the first pitch is outside, is Jake Varsho. And that pitch is low for a ball. So you go both ways, offense and defense. Which is your favorite? Hang on a second. We got to get your microphone working here again. Go ahead and say that again.
Definitely needs some help on the offensive side, so I'm always willing to step in.
I'm going to hand you that one because the other one isn't working very well for some reason. There's a fly ball out into left field. That's going to fall in the gap. This could lead to a run because it's still rolling. Rounding third is Lacey, and he's going to hold at third. And a double by Jake Varsho.
Batting for North. Cole Sweefelhofer from the...
That's going to bring up Sweefelhofer. Cole Sweefelhofer from the Tilden Tigers. Serious threat now by the North. 1 out, and it's a strike. Ethan Bartles on the mound. That pitch is outside. We should mention it. Ethan Bartles on the mound out there is a former broadcaster with the Northern Light Webcasting Network. See, we're all over the place. And the pitch. Swung on, foul back into the glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 runners on. Lacey is at third. Pitches in the dirt for a ball. Lacey at third, Jake Varsho at second. Swiefelhofer at the plate. Outfield shading him to the left. And the pitch. Fly ball out to right. It's in foul territory and out of play. So this is what you do on your days off, huh? You come and watch a little baseball. Watch the other summer sport.
I'm just a pure football, weightlifting, and we got a bunch of locals from Augusta that are out in the team here, so I'm just out here supporting them.
And they need some support. The Augusta Athletics we've talked about this a lot on the Ryan Bemnister show, for example, part of our pregame show. And the Augusta Athletics are one of those teams to watch out for, that they're developing something really strong. They're not quite there yet. Ground ball over to short, throw to first in time. 2 down.
Batting number 9, Tyson Lucas from Chippewa, Lumberjack.
So Nathan Lucas at the plate, and he's from the Lumberjacks. Or Tyson Lucas. I could swear he said Nathan. But that's what happens when you have headphones on. You don't hear anything straight. So, regular season is winding down for the Phoenix. And you've got 1 game left.
That is
Ground
correct.
ball. Throw to first. And they got him in time. So we've completed 7, and we still have no score from Grudem Field in Jim Falls, as they're going to introduce another Hall of Fame member.
All right. If there's anyone here from the Zeck family, please come up. Otherwise, we are going to announce our next inductee, Dennis Zeck. Dennis spent the entirety of his CRBL career with the Lafayette Lakers, where he put up impressive offensive numbers as one of the best power-hitting infielders of the 80s and the early 90s. During 13 seasons of play for the Lakers, Dennis hit 400 or better in 3 seasons, with a career best of 439 in 1990. And in 4 other seasons, he hit better than 300. His best year came in hitting that 409 in 18 games for Lafayette. And he was a run producer in the middle of the order. He drove in 19 runs in just 12 games for the Lakers in 1990. And he had other great years like that, but he was a member of 3 WBA qualifiers back in 81, 82, and 92. He participated in 3 All-Star games, and he was named honorable mention All CRBL 4 different times. So he can't be here today, but let's have a cheer for Dennis Zeck.
So Dennis Zeck, the latest inductee into the Hall of Fame. So you have the Whiteside County Chargers coming up next Saturday to wind up the season. Do you know anything about them at all?
All I know so far is they're a new team in the league down in Iowa. So they're making quite.
Are they from Iowa? Because I thought the information I saw was they're from Illinois.
No, maybe it was Illinois. I think it was
one of those I states. Okay,
the I's are the ones that get me. They're making a drive up, and hopefully they can show up with team.
Okay. At the plate is It'd help if I look at the right team. Will Thibodeau. From the Beef River Bullfrogs. That pitch is low. New pitcher on the mound from the Cadott Red Sox. And once he turns enough that we can see his number, we'll know who he is. Gio Bazell, ground ball through the wickets at first base. Thibodeau is diving into second safely. That's going to be an error on the first baseman.
Now batting, J.J. Breaker.
So J.J. Breaker from the Augusta Athletics is at the plate. It's one of the guys you're here to watch?
Yes, sir. Been friends since high school. So.
He can hit the ball pretty well. Swung and missed that one. Gio Bazell on the mound. Played a little bit with the Cavaliers 2 years ago.
Hey, guys.
And there's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. And that made the people over in the north dugout duck. 2 coaches standing outside the dugout, and he laced that foul ball right between them. You know, I know, Tanner, you hit people hard. That would have hit harder.
Oh, that one definitely would have hurt.
And a check swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So J.J. Breaker goes down looking back to the top of the order, such as it is.
Now batting, Devin McCune.
So that's going to bring up Devin McCune.
Oh, Deb.
Wearing a different number than what we were told.
Yeah, one of them.
The first pitch was a called strike. And there's another called strike. Thibodeau at second. 1 out. Foul back.
What?
Brayton Tillman on deck. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Gio Bazell
from the Cavaliers, Braden Tillman.
Throwing the strikes past. Brayton Tillman from the Cavaliers stepping up. He drew a walk last time up. And there's a strike at the knees. As I was saying, Gio Bazell played a few games with the Cavaliers during tournament time a year ago. There's a ground ball foul. Bazell at the belt. And the pitch. Runner goes, and he's in safely at third. 2 down. Thibodeau at third. Ground ball through the hole, and in comes the first run of the game. As Thibodeau comes in to score for the South. As Brayton Tillman drives him in.
Lead here in the top of the 8th. Now batting, Brady Ingersoll.
So Brady Ingersoll comes to the plate. And the first one is a called strike. Tillman at first. And that one got Ingersoll and looked like it hurt. And he's going to head on down to first.
You know, they should have more in football team.
So coming to the plate.
Now batting, Mason Bauer.
Mason Bauer. And again, wearing a different number than what we were told. He's wearing 27. We were told 26. Ground ball over to short. Picked up there, throw to second in time. So Bauer gets on a fielder's choice. As Ingersoll is out 6-4, and that ends the inning. So we're in the middle of the
game. Otherwise,
8th inning, and it's now the South 1 and the North nothing on NLWN-TV.
Pitchers we've been watching.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
And we have a new pitcher for the South, and it's Ryan Flock. He's the 8th pitcher. And there's a ground ball. Flock scoots over, picks it up, and throws to first in time. And that's going to retire Jackson Simmons.
Number 2, Corey Poyer from the Boomer Fighting Woodpecker.
So Corey Poyer, he's gone the distance so far behind, or as the extra hitter, and he's 0 for 2. The first pitch is a called strike. And that pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Flock on the mound. Ethan Bartles with a cold beverage right down in front of us after he did his stint on the mound. And the pitch swung on and missed, and Poyer goes down swinging.
Now batting North All-Stars. Number 25, Bobby Saran from the Jim Falls Sturgeon.
Bobby Saran coming out of the Jim Falls Sturgeons. And that pitch just missed low. There's a ground ball over to short. Picked up, throw over to first in plenty of time.
Going into the 9th inning, 1-0.
And so we've completed 8, and it's the South on top, 1-0 on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
And we're back here, and they are announcing the last inductee, but he's not here today.
Miami Mobile.
And it's Fred Zeck.
Presence in the CRBL. So, let's hear it for our final inductee.
And we're heading into the top of the 9th inning with the South All-Stars on top. And the first pitch is fouled away.
Pitching for the North, Tyson Lucas from Chippewa.
Tyson Lucas is on the mound.
Batting, number 12, Todd Zwicky. Stop.
And Zwicky goes down on strikes. I believe this will be Plitzner coming to the plate.
Tyler Plitzner from the Eau Claire Bears, number 23.
Plitzner flew out to right field, and there's a called strike. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's 2-1. And the pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, ground ball over to short, picked up, throw to first, and they're not going to get him. That's going to go as an infield hit for Plitzner.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, Brett Jensen.
Brett Jensen comes to the plate. And there's a strike. Throw over to first. And Plitzner just got back in. And a pitch. High pop up. Just on the outfield grass from shortstop and making the catch.
Up for the South All-Stars, Kyle Mogg.
Kyle Mogg comes to the plate. And they try to pick him off. The ball goes out into right field, and that's going to be an error on the throw. It's going to put Plitzner over on second. Ball's in a strike. Ground ball over to third. Not handled cleanly, and Mogg is going to get on safely.
Now batting Will Thibodeau from the Beach River Bullfrog.
And that moved Plitzner over to third. Tyson Lucas delivers a strike. Thibodeau, who came in to score the one run. That pitch is outside. And the pitch, that's foul back. And a ground ball, again, not handled cleanly at third, and the throw is high, and Thibodeau is safe at first. Run comes in to score.
Now batting.
And again, that's going to be another error on the third baseman.
Athlete.
So Plitzner scores. It's 2-0. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss. J.J. Breaker at the plate. And that one's in the dirt. And there's a called strike. That pitch is in the dirt. Blocked nicely that time. And a high pop-up. Foul territory, and making the catch is Bobby Soren.
at the end of 8.5.
So we've completed the top of the ninth, and the South pick up another run on one hit. There were 2 errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 8.5, and it's the South 2 and the North nothing on NLWN-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Back at Carson, or no, we're not at Carson Park. We're at Grudem Field in Jim Falls for the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game. Now on the mound for the South is the Cavaliers' Andrew Milner. Milner comes in with a 5-1 record.
Leading off for the North in the bottom.
And leading off is Brendan Brzezina. And the first pitch, there's a strike called. And Dan, I suspect we're probably going to be a pretty steady dose of fastballs here.
That's fastballs, curveball, and once in a while.
0-2 to Brzezina. And it's fouled back. And the pitch. Ground ball over to first. Smothering it is Zwiecki. Milner of the race, and they're saying the tie goes to the runner. Both feet hit the bag at the same time. And Brzezina is on with an infield hit.
Now batting, Blake Tripler.
So that's going to bring up Blake Tripler. Here's a ball called. And a ground ball over to second. Flip to short for one. Throw to first. And he beat it. So Tripler is on a fielder's choice. And Brzezina is out at second. And Jack Redwine comes to the plate. One down. One runner on. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. We will have a version of Talkin' Baseball as this game winds down. There's a strike at the letters. Back when Jack Redwine used to play for the Cavaliers, he had the nickname the Cuban Missile Crisis. Strike 3 called. 2 down, so the North is down to its final out.
Batting for the North, Jacob Lacey.
And Jacob Lacey comes to the plate. Last time up, Lacey was on a fielder's choice. Milner fires. Outside for ball 1. Runner on first. That's Tripler over at first. And that pitch missed low and away. 2-0 to Jacob Lacey. And there's a strike called. Milner fires. And that missed outside. Held high, but just off the plate. And the pitch. And that's ball 4. A rare walk given up by Milner.
Now batting for the North.
Puts a tying run at first. Jake Varsho at the plate. Pitch is outside. Varsho doubled his last time up. There's a strike right down the middle of the plate. And time is called. Rick Beyer behind the plate called time. And the North dugout wanted a balk called on Milner. There's a foul ball back into the screen. A ball and 2 strikes to Jake Varsho. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to do it.
All right, how about
So, for the North, for the South, they picked up no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. Final score, the South All-Stars 2 and the North All-Stars nothing. The South had 2 runs on 5 hits, and I suspect this is in the wrong place. I don't think the South committed any errors. No, it was in the right place. Let me get this right.
We got the MVP trophy to come out yet. And right now we've got...
So 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and they left 6 on base. And then the North All-Stars, no runs, 5 hits. They committed 4 errors, and they left 5 on base. We will have a little more information on this on Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear, But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Ooh.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of the Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game. And now, back out to the ballpark as we do some Talkin' Baseball.
And we're back here at Grudem Field, where the South All-Stars just defeated the North All-Stars by a score of 2-0 in a pretty interesting, albeit low-scoring baseball game. And that oftentimes is the situation in these all-star games, that you expect all kinds of fireworks, and it turns out to be a low-scoring affair because the teams are really good on both sides, and so it was a pretty good ball game. South ends up winning 2-0. The winning pitcher would be Ryan Flock. Not that they threw everybody, including the kitchen sink, in that game, but Flock would have been pitching just at the right time. The MVP of the All-Star game was Will Thibodeau. Losing pitcher, now that's a good question. And I think it's Gio Bazil, but I'm not positive about that. But at any rate, Ryan Flock is the winning pitcher. South All-Stars claim the victory 2-0. They had 2 runs, and let me double check the hits here. I see 1, 2, and 3, 4. So I was right. 2 runs, 4 hits. They did not commit any errors, and they left 6 on base. South All-Stars, on the other hand, had no runs, 5 hits. They committed 4 errors, and they ended up leaving 5 on base. So that's going to wrap it up for us here on NLWN-TV. So let's take a quick look. I want to remind you that the next game we're going to be carrying on NLWN-TV is on Wednesday, July 10th, as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants, and that'll be from John Soini Field in Osseo. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday on NLWN-TV. Also join us next Saturday on NLWN-2 as we bring you the Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. Phoenix will be hosting the Whiteside County Chargers, who hail from Morrison, Illinois. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 with kickoff scheduled for 3 p.m. That is Chippewa Valley Phoenix football next Saturday. And we had a chance to have a little chat with Phoenix running back and linebacker Tanner Walker during today's baseball game. Don't forget, coming up later on this year, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event. Be sure to stay tuned for special announcements and special awards for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up later this broadcast season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Those of you who are fans of the Eau Claire Cavaliers, the Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's CRBL All-Star Game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality, personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. And C&K Construction, concrete experts in the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe on the computer, Amanda Lemler on the camera, Dan Petchow running around and doing everything we needed to get done that had to get done in this game, and he's not done yet as we're trying to get out of here just ahead of a storm that's heading this way. This is Rick Olson. That final score, once again, the South All-Stars 2, North All-Stars nothing. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.